Hey everyone, this is Greg from Greg Express Travels and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to take you on a tour of the Victoria and Albert Museum. Now this museum is located right nearby the Natural History Museum, and that museum is full all the time. It's very crowded, but this museum offers a really cool perspective of the history of London. I think you'll really enjoy this video that's coming up. And also has a very nice place to eat. This is the Natural History Museum right here. They are doing some renovation on the outside grounds. But we decided to take the bus from Earl's Court instead of taking the tube, just so we could ride on top of a double-decker bus. It's just a really great day, and so we decided we'd be on the bus. So make sure that you have an Oyster card. You can also use your Oyster card on the buses as well as the tube. So we are going to pull over around this bus. There's our entrance right to the left. And the bus is going to be coming to a stop just in a second. Here we are. Let's check out the medieval and Renaissance here at the Victoria Albert Museum. So this is a ivory carving from Charlemagne the Emperor in 810 AD. And it shows on the left John the Baptist, Mary and baby Jesus in the center, and Zacharias. At the very bottom is a carving of the nativity scene. And this is from the year 810, carved in ivory. There are a lot of religious artifacts here at the Victoria and Albert Museum. This is the one that holds the consecrated bread for Mass. Very fascinating. This is an interesting crucifix here in the Victoria and Albert Museum. It's from about the year 1180, and it's hand-painted on wood. Wow, just really amazing to see this up close from the year 1180. This large room in the Victoria and Albert Museum has a crucifix here, has Jesus here, riding on the donkey. And then we also have a statue here of St. Francis. So this is really an amazing museum for sure. This is an interesting piece of artwork here on wooden panels. It is the book from the book of Revelations. It's called the Apocalypse, and it's from the year 1380. Just let's get a little bit closer, just to so you can get a little bit closer look at this. Painted with gold on these wooden frames. This is called the Boar and Bear Hunt Tapestry. You can see here as we get closer, here's the boar being hunted. And over here we see the bears being hunted. Just fascinating. It's a medieval tapestry. You can see here the Virgin with the dead Christ. This is about 1430 AD. And what's really interesting about this is you can see the mark on the side of Jesus there where he was pierced with a, right there on the side, you can see when he was pierced by the spear. and it's made from alabaster. Inside the Victoria and Albert Hall Museum, this is the main lobby. I just wanted to show you the dome ceiling here. Fascinating. So when you're in the Victoria and Albert Museum, you'll kind of be going through a medieval stage, and then you'll see a lot of religious artifacts as well. So you think you have a fancy writing desk. Look at this from the Baroque period. That's an amazing desk. From 1716. This is the first time I've seen the crucifixion like this, where you actually have Christ in the center and then the two thieves on the left and the right side. And of course, Mary at the bottom. The mourning of Mary and Mary Magdalene. It's really fascinating here to see this at the Victoria and Albert Hall Museum. This is actually a baby cradle from 1660. Wow, fascinating. Wow, this is an impressive piano. If I've ever seen one. This is pretty cool. Oh, look at that keyboard. Man, this is fantastic. At the Victoria and Albert Museum, we have Louis XIV items here with these big tapestries. Wow, these are huge. There's male fashion has changed a lot. This is a portrait of a man about 1712. You can see his outfit. Here is a marble bust. And here's another painting of a man in the 1700s. Kind of like the 1980s style. That we had recently. I've been thinking about redoing my fireplace at home. Maybe this would be appropriate. It's pretty amazing. This is actually from Russia, from about the year 1800. Wow, really, really impressive here at the Victoria and Albert Museum. I'm inside the Victoria and Albert Museum Cafe. I just want to show you guys what this looks like inside here. It's a beautiful cafe. We've ordered some special cakes. But hey, I had to show you what this room looks like. It is really amazing. Inside the Victoria and Albert Museum. So excited to be here. Just to eat here inside this museum. Let me stand up for a minute just so you guys can see it all in. Really, really nice here at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Well, we got to try some delicious carrot cake here. Wow, it was really, really good. This is a great place for a lot of these little cakes that you would see like at an afternoon tea setting. Walking around the marble section of the Victoria and Albert Hall Museum. Look at this. Some interesting fellows. I just realized that I keep saying the Victoria and Albert Hall Museum. There is no hall, it's just the Victoria and Albert Museum. My apologies. Now, one thing that separates this museum from some of the others, like the Natural History Museum and the British Museum, is that there's no ticket required. You can just walk right in. A lot of the museums now, the Science Museum And like I said, the British Museum, the Natural History Museum, you have to have an actual ticket to get in. It is free, but it was nice just to be able to walk in the museum here and not worry about that. Here is the Medieval Renaissance Gallery here at Victoria and Albert Hall. Wow, they have so many items here. All these statues. Really incredible. Especially this guy on the horse. Wow. How cool is that? Look at this wall. It's fascinating. There's also some, look at these interesting funeral items here. Even one here on the ground. A tombstone. Well, let's get back into this room where it looks like we're inside of a church with all these fantastic panels and stained glass windows. Wow. Look at this. Amazing. If you are a fan of church history, I think you're going to really like this museum here at the Victoria and Albert. They have so many artifacts. It is really amazing to take a look at and worth your time for sure. Truly spectacular. We finished the day by looking at these paintings by the artist Raphael. They are of, again, church history, and they are gigantic and, of course, spectacular. I mean, it's just a room full of these amazing paintings. It's really, really worth your time when you're in the Victoria and Albert Museum to check this out. Well, that brings our visit to the museum to a close as we see a little display here about tea. Wow, I think that's a good time to stop and have some afternoon tea. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.